Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a 1997 Mitsubishi Pajero. This one here is a short wheelbase 2-door version, and then has the 4-cylinder engine, where most of the time these come with the 6-cylinder V6. And so you're going to be getting a little bit less power. I believe that this one, like the smaller engine version, is called the Rookie. I've actually never heard of a Pajero Rookie SX before. I think that the normal one is called the Metal Top for this. There were a lot of different Pajero versions. This one here has the blistered fenders and is pretty close to the Pajero Evolution. This is the base of what they used to make the Pajero Evolution, which, if you don't know, is like a Lancer Evolution based on the Pajero. And yes, Mitsubishi had a lot of racing history in Dakar and other rally raid races, and this is what they used. Was one of these, albeit with the V6 engine. You could get these with, I believe, both the 3-liter and a 3.5-liter, both the same engine base. And so this video will just check the condition of the vehicle and compared to the auction inspection sheet. This is a nice low mileage car, just 69,480 kilometers. Have a listen to the engine. And we're checking the condition of it basically for the person who bought this. We're going to be exporting it over to Canada. Cool vehicle to bring into Canada because it's a little bit older. You don't see a lot of these anymore. For Canada, you can import anything as long as it's 15 years old, and this one is now, well, probably close to 25. Yeah, 26. In this October, it'll be 26 years old. So I don't know a ton about this 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine. I suspect with I don't know. I can't even tell if this is a twin cam or not. It looks like it's a single cam 16 valve. So kind of a weird configuration, but in the late 80s, early 90s, it wasn't considered that weird. You do get a giant oil cooler from factory, which is nice to see. And especially nice because the 4-cylinder on a larger vehicle like this, you're probably expecting it to be maybe a little bit underpowered, or you have to really kind of push it a little bit when going up hills. Not too much, but the oil cooler is going to help with that. I just noticed that some people came for some car pickups, so I'm going to switch the camera off and then come back on in a second here. And we're back with 4 fewer cars in the lot. Okay, so I suspect that this engine, like most Mitsubishi engines of the era, are going to be fairly reliable. This is before gasoline direct injection was in all of the Mitsubishi engines. They were really a pioneer of that. I think maybe the first production car was Mitsubishi with the gasoline direct injection. The coolant checks out okay, the oil checks out okay, so there's nothing really else to check in here. It does have ABS, as you can see there. And I guess that's about it, so let's close the hood. I guess through the movie magic, the engine turned itself off. But yeah, the engine, perfectly fine. Okay, quick look at the car with the hood closed. It is a good looking car. Let's go over the auction inspection sheet now. This is all the information given to us from the auction at the time of purchase. So 1997 Pajero, it says Rookie. It would be the Japanese pronunciation. I think it's Rookie, but I don't know. 4-wheel drive, of course. It's selectable 4-wheel drive, and then has a locking center differential as well as a low gear ratio. So there you can see all of the different settings for your 4-wheel drive. And yes, this is an automatic transmission. There are manual transmissions of them, but they're pretty few and far between if you want one. So this is a one-owner vehicle, and it has to be official, otherwise you're not allowed to write it on the sheet. Toll collection box there, steering wheel wear, console has screw holes in it, actually a couple of screw holes in the dashboard as well. And underside surface rust, it looks pretty clean in my opinion, very scratches and dents. Windshield rock chip. As I often say, this is nothing that really to worry about. They're going to be like that big. And then interior dirty and seat is saggy. It has apparently A2 over here and A2, which is both medium scratches, and then peeling on both front and rear. Okay, so let's take you for a tour around it. You want to have one of these, you can go rally raid your city. I wouldn't say that they are the most refined driving experience, but it is fun to drive them. And I must say, the way the over fenders kind of cut in like that on both front and rear is very cool. I am a huge fan of box fenders or box over fenders, and I I think they really add to the coolness of this vehicle. It really looks like a lifestyle kind of vehicle, you know, go to the beach, put a surfboard on top. JDM tunnel, that's a new name for it because it's all overgrown. This guy here, just this offshoot, used to be like that big when we first moved in. And it is, the reason why it doesn't drive very refinedly is it's like a Jeep. It's a body on frame vehicle. So it's not a unibody, and this gives you limits to how good your handling is going to be. If you get used to it, it's not really a problem. That said, Land Cruisers, like that guy there, are still body on frame, and it's the same sort of thing. Okay, so details now. They still had glass headlights, so those aren't going to fade, which really does a lot for keeping the vehicle looking fresh, I must say. There is faded / peeling paint all over the front end, so let's look at that. The grille here has some peeling in it. Did you know Mitsubishi stands for 3 diamonds? Look. Ooh, there's some knowledge for you. Now the bush guard has peeling on the top too, or some fade at least, and then a large amount of fade on these bumper blocks, I guess I call them. On a lot of 4x4s, they'll have like a metal bumper in the middle and then rubber pieces on the sides or the corners. This one's just full plastic, but it still has the same kind of look. So some scratches there. It looks like a little crack in the lens there. So hood is a little bit not glossy. Has a bunch of substance in it. You can see there the shadow. It's not a clean, crisp shadow. Side panels are looking really amazing. You come down here and it is very, very close to perfect. Looking really, really great. A few things. Some scratches right here. And then some fade on this plastic piece of the side skirt. And then on both left and right side, this black plastic molding piece has kind of a spotty texture to it. If you're buying a new minivan, don't buy the Serena. You can do better with either Honda or Toyota. So a little chip and dent here, and a scratch here. This is what they considered an A2. This one here I would consider an A2 as well, not marked on the sheet. The sticker here that says 16 valve 2400 is a little bit faded. And I would say a 2400cc engine, like a high torque engine like you would find in a Prado, you're probably looking at about 150-ish horsepower. The video will say at the beginning in case I'm wrong about that. You can give me a thumbs up if I got that right. It's just a guess. Okay, so some fade on the metal part of the bumper. This is actual metal with chrome, and then some more fade on the rear blocks. You have a hard rear tire case, which is cool. It has a little lock down here. I don't know if we got the key with it. It doesn't look like it came here, but it might be in the document package, so who knows. And then like these cases often get, there are some scratches and things. That said, you can repaint one of these. If it is just a soft cover, chances are it needs to be completely taken off. And then it does look cool with the Mitsubishi logo and the Pajero on there. I think in North America, the Pajero was, oh geez, we didn't get them in Canada, so Montero? I don't know. Maybe. Somebody will know. Somebody tell me in the comments. Educate me. I've been reading more of the comments recently because I just miss it. I don't really have the time to. But Max, one of our guys, reads pretty much all of the comments and replies to many of them too. So if you do have some questions, you can write them in the comments. If you want to know more about importing though, just go to our website. There's way more good information on there. Now the A2 up here. Okay. And the underside, I'm just going to give you a little peek. Can't see if you can see that because I can't see my camera right now, but yeah, from what I could tell, the underside's looking pretty clean and tidy. Roof racks, looks like there used to be roof rails, right? There used to be racks on it because they have the protective little plastic piece that you would put on if you're going to put some racks on there. So you can peel that off, but there may be some glue marks from whatever glue has been on there for probably several years. Pajero logo here has faded off a bit. Okay, open the back, and we have a sideways opening back door. Now, whatever plastic the Mitsubishi used for some of their interior things, this happens with the Pajeros and the Delicas. it starts to crumble. I think it's due to heat. It's just like manufacturer's defect in the plastic. So this and the assist grips, the one up there I'll show you, they're pretty bad. Now this, is, all things considered, is looking pretty good. We do have a little bit of the rust staining in the back here. Now, if you see stuff like this, it means moisture and humidity was inside here. Japan is a very humid country. We get much less rust here than, in Canada where I'm from. But rust is still an issue compared to places like the southern United States. We'll have a quick little peek underneath here. Yeah, a little bit of surface stuff. And I can't pull this off without taking the trim off. If it were my car, I would pull this plastic off and see if there is any rust underneath there. A decent amount of space in the back, considering this is the short wheelbase, and I'm not sure why this is a thing, but I've seen it plenty of times. The seats aren't lining up between the two, and because this is a short wheelbase, rear seats are likely not used very often. Otherwise you get the 4-door one, but it's just easier to get into the back seats. We do, mind you, have a little bit of scoring on the back of that seat. I didn't notice it before. Okay, and flip down cup holders, which is a very cool little thing. I don't know why it exists. It really doesn't add anything, but it is cool. I love cool and weird and unique things about cars. It's really why this job doesn't get boring for me. Unless I'm shooting 60 Acti trucks, because those cars, cool, but if you've seen one, you've pretty much seen them all. Now these seats can they fold down and flip to the side if you need more cargo space, and so you're not really hurting for cargo space. If you are going to run this as a two-seater, that would make sense. You would get a decent amount of space in the back as well. With the short wheelbase, this is going to be better off-road, and in my experience, Pajeros are pretty good off-roading. The way that they can get traction, either these or the Delicas, is pretty good. And they tend to be pretty reliable with their four-wheel drive systems from what I've seen as well. Door card looking good. Assist grip made out of that same plastic. Okay, seat. It has just your very standard issue seats. I will say it's very cool that they have a memory function for the back. So like you want to get into the back, right? You pull this and this slides forward. In a lot of cars, you don't get the slide forward for the driver's seat when it's a two-door that's only on the passenger seat. The driver, you don't want to get in this side because when you put the seat back, then you have to readjust to exactly your position. This one has a nice, convenient memory function, which I wish more cars had. That means that once you set that and you put this back into place, you get the exact lean that you want that you've set for the memory, which is very cool. I don't know how it's done. It's a full mechanical system, no electronics. So, very cool. The seat sagginess is right here. You can see it. Very, very common on many cars, especially ones that are a little bit lifted. As you get out, you'll slide off of the seat, and that act of sliding off hasn't been engineered into the seat, I suppose, and causes it to sag down like this or rip in the side. So while you're driving it, you don't notice anything, but when I got out, I did notice. I was like, yep, saggy seat. Get in the habit of using the assist grip and then falling into the seat. So you step here and then fall down onto the seat. Same thing with getting out, foot down here and step up, no sliding. Steering wheel has a considerable amount of wear on it. Have a look, there's some damage that has caused like these tiny little cracks in it, and mostly where the sun will hit. So like from here to here on this side. Pretty standard issue gauges here. It has an original Navi screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. So this is called a field gauge, and it has like a compass and a pitch and roll gauge. Both of those appear to work. The center screen has LCD leaking. Liquid crystal has leaked out. But what a tiny little Navi screen. Isn't that funny? Navi screen from 1997. Before the year 2000. Auction inspector didn't mention the AC doesn't work. I think it does. I think it's just the fan that's broken. None of these do anything. Well, that's not true. When it's off, the AC is off. You turn it to the first one, you can hear the compressor starting, and your RPM will change as is normal. but then no fan comes on. And no matter what you set here, no fan comes on. So that fan probably has to either have the wiring repaired or the fan replaced. No bad smells in the interior, even though we know that they have smoked in it. They either didn't drive it long enough, like frequently enough, in order for the smell to build up, or they quit smoking, because it doesn't smell like cigarettes in here to me. Has an aftermarket Carzaria screen on there, a couple of screw holes in here. So these are the dashboard ones I was talking about. This part here counts as console, and so a set of 5 screw holes down there, as well as some scratches. And then this part counts as console too, and we have a set of 3 screw holes there. A pretty deep little storage thing, but it is small. Oh, 2-stage. Look at that. The ashtray down here. You also get cup holders down here. Only $3.50. Oh no, there's 2 different sizes. Oh, that's interesting. So the Japanese coffee size, and then the 12-ounce can / 355 ml can. Okay, this box down here is the toll collection box for Japanese highways. You put in your card and it'll do it. It'll charge your bank account. And no original floor mats. It just has this aftermarket mat that has been put in. It's not a very high quality one. It's something you can pick up for 600 yen or something. $5. Okay, I think we have seen enough of this. Headliner's pretty decent with a few minor scratches in the back section. And we're going to call it a day for this Pajero. I got plenty of cars to shoot. I have like 80 of them right now that have been bought. I haven't been shot yet, so I got my work cut out for me. Anyway, that's going to be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed another review with us. Thanks so much for watching, and have a nice day.